In this video, we're going to learn about virtual environment. This is a video about virtual environment using analogy, using an easy to understand analogy that I'm going to use a kitchen to explain what virtual environments are. It's like a kitchen where you cook different things, but you don't want stuff to be contaminated. That's kind of what virtual environments are. The kitchen is Python, but that Python is where we cook. Python is where we have all the tools. That we have different projects, which means we're cooking different things. So I use an analogy like that and I explain the whole thing, and we actually create real environments as well. And this is part of my Python course, so I decided to share it here because it is helpful for everybody. I put it early in the Python course because virtual environments are kind of important, even though they are optional at the beginner level. But most people want to learn them because every tutorial you see, every library you want to run, they all talk about virtual environments. So it's a good idea to understand it. So go ahead, enjoy the course, enjoy the video. Give the video a like. I would really appreciate that. That would mean a lot to me. Tell the algorithm that this is worth watching. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. All I do is teach QA automation and software engineering and test and everything related to that. Check out all the links in the description. I have useful resources there for you, and enjoy the rest of the video. We're going to learn about virtual environments. Python virtual environments are really important, and at the beginning they're really confusing. Once you start to use them, once you understand them, they're really easy because we're going to use them all the time. You're just going to be repetitive, and it's really easy. It's just literally one command you have to run to create them, and you just activate it. So in this video, I'm going to do my best to teach you what they are, why we need them, and I'm going to use analogy, right? We talked about Python libraries, dependencies. Virtual environments are all about libraries and dependencies, and I created another video just about that. What are libraries? What does it mean to download libraries? So if you haven't watched that video, make sure you watch that video because that is a prerequisite for this one. I literally created that video so that when we talk about virtual environments, it would make sense. That's my main goal. So watch that, but I'm going to do a quick review of what that is here. So first, I'm going to show you just how to create it, right? Because a lot of people might be just refreshing it. So I'm just going to show you how to create it and how to use it. Then I'm going to talk about the analogy and explain it and everything, okay? So it's really simple. Let's say I have a project let's go to desktop, right? I'm going to go to desktop. I have a folder called my projects. You can create it too. We use this in different videos. So here I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to say new folder, and I'm going to say, let's say my Selenium project, or I don't want to make it confusing, right? Let's say my AI project. That's just a simple folder. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go open the terminal. So when we're doing virtual environments, we use the terminal all the time. So again, don't be intimidated yet, because right now I'm just want to just use it and just show it to you as if you're just refreshing. But I'm going to really take my time and explain the concepts and everything. So here I'm going to go to the project that I want to work on. So I'm going to go to CD desktop, right? CD my projects, CD my AI project, the new project that I created. So here, if I do dir, it is empty, right? We already know that my AI project is empty. Now what I want to do is I want to create a virtual environment so I can install dependencies. So what a virtual environment is, you need libraries to test out your project, to do your projects. For Python by itself gives you a certain amount of libraries, but you need external ones. Let's say there's this new AI voice agent came out, or this new AI text-to-speech, or some kind of AI library came out, and I want to install it, I want to run it. So I don't want to install it directly on my machine's main Python. I want to create its own little environment. So I'm going to create the environment. So the command to do that is going to be, let me clear this. It's going to be python -m venv. This is the command. Then I'm going to give it the name. If I call it foobar, hit enter. Now this is going to create a new folder called foobar, which is a virtual environment. It's taking the original Python and copying it. Again, I'm just showing you how to do it right now. I'm going to get into the concepts in a minute because some people might appreciate that. That's why I'm trying to figure out, do I do the analogy first and the actual how to do it, or start with how to do it, do the analogy, get back to how to do it? Okay, so I decided that way. So by running this command, the new folder was created. If I do dir, there's a new folder foobar that got created. So if I go to this folder here, there is a new folder called foobar. In this folder is basically a copy of Python. What virtual environment did is it took the main Python, the system Python, and made a copy of it here. Now we can do anything inside of this. So we're going to activate it, so we'll use Python. Right now, if I say where Python, it's going to show me the first one is going to use the system one, program files Python 11. That's the one that it's going to use. But if I activate my virtual environment, so to activate virtual environment, I'm going to do foobar, the name of the virtual environment, scripts, activate.bat. We're going to do that over and over again. Don't worry. Okay. Then once it's activated, we see the prompt change like this. We have this part here. Now that means it's activated. Now if I do where Python like earlier, the first one that shows up is going to be the virtual environment. That means it's going to use my virtual environment when I try to install something. So if I do pip install, let's say Selenium, right? Selenium is a library. So what pip did is it went to a special place, right? It's PyPy. There's a place where Python libraries live. Pip by default goes there. You can tell it to go wherever, but there is a default place. It went there, found the latest version of Selenium, and it's downloading it right now. Where is it downloading it to? It's downloading it inside of our new virtual environment, inside of our new folder. So later on, when we're done with this project, we can delete that. So Selenium is not a big deal. But a lot of times you're going to have a lot of different libraries, a lot of stuff that's going to really corrupt your system because you might not need it. You're just trying things, you're just experimenting. But if you do it in the virtual environment way, then you can just delete the folder and your system is back to original, right? Clean. You don't touch it, right? So that's how we used it. We literally did that. Right now, what we did is we created a virtual environment, we activated it, we installed a dependency. I can type deactivate and that will deactivate. It won't delete it, it will just deactivate it, okay? Now that's a concept, we'll come back to that. Now let me just review what we talked about last time and explain the concept of virtual environments in a different way. Okay, so when we talked about libraries, we talked about, think of Python as a kitchen, right? A kitchen where we cook. So somebody will give you a kitchen, so for you to cook, or you're trying to be like, oh, I want to make some Italian food today, or I just want to make food, right? Basic stuff. You get a kitchen, and the kitchen would have the basic stuff. In this video, in this image here, you have the fridge, the stove, the oven, and some spices, some ingredients, basic stuff, onions, tomatoes, really basic things. So you can make basic things, right? That's what Python is. When you download Python, Python will give you all the tools you need to create basic Python things. But right now you say, hey, I want to actually cook some Thai food, right? Which is a lot more spices, some specialized things that your kitchen does not have the ingredients. So what do? You go to the store, you go get some ingredients for your stuff, for what you're trying to cook. So you take the kitchen, you still have the same kitchen, you go get all the spices, all the ingredients, and put it into the kitchen. Now you're good, still no problem, you can use that. Now tomorrow, you want to make a different kind of food. Let's say you want to make like Indian food, right? A whole different set of spices, different spicy level, different ingredients, different everything. You could go and get it. You can go get to the same kitchen. You go to the store, you still have the same kitchen. You still have the Thai food stuff, or the spices from the Thai food, you still have it. But now you're going to go and bring in more stuff, all right? So your kitchen is not as clean as it was now. It's more corrupted, more contaminated, I should say. Then tomorrow you want to go and cook some Ethiopian food, which is totally different kinds of spices. You're going to get those. And again, now your kitchen is just a bunch of things that you don't even need because you're not cooking the first thing you cooked before. Now you're not cooking the Thai food anymore. You're not cooking the Indian food anymore. You just want to cook Ethiopian food. But all the spices from the Thai food and from the Indian food are in your kitchen. So they're going to contaminate the stuff. Plus, let's say it's the same thing. Let's say you still need paprika for everything. Now, the Indian food needs spicy paprika. And I'm making this up. The Ethiopian food needs actually paprika. I never even heard of paprika, and I ate Ethiopian food all day. I don't think we use it at all. So let's just say the Ethiopian food needs mild paprika. The Indian food needs spicy paprika. But in the kitchen, you cannot have both jars. You can just have paprika, okay? That's how Python virtual environments are. You can't have two versions of the same library. You can only have one. So now what are you going to do? You're going to have to get rid of the spicy one and bring the mild one. Then the other food is you're not going to be able to cook the other one. So you see how it is really corrupted. Stay with me because I know this kitchen thing is like, what the heck is talking about Python. But get the concept of you don't want to contaminate it, okay? So what do you do? If you have the option, you have your clean original kitchen with just the basic ingredients and the basic equipment, right? Just what Python gave you, the original kitchen. So if you had the choice, when you're trying to cook Thai food, you can create a copy of that kitchen. Take the whole kitchen, right? Put it somewhere else, a copy of it, and then put your Thai spices in there and cook in there. Now you want to cook Indian food. You don't want to contaminate it with the Thai stuff, but you still want to keep your Thai thing. What do? You're going to go to the original kitchen, make a copy of that kitchen. Now you have fresh kitchen with all the basic stuff, everything that you have. Now you can add all the Indian stuff in there, Indian food stuff. Then you can cook the Indian. Oh, now I want to cook Ethiopian food. Again, you have the Thai food, the Indian food. You want to keep them separate. You don't want the spices to contaminate each other. So you're going to make a copy of the original kitchen. Literally create a copy of the kitchen, which is fresh, brand new kitchen with just the basic things. Now you're going to add all the stuff you want to it. So all these different kitchens remain separate, right? So that's what virtual environments are. So we look at this guy. So you have your original Python. Now we're done with the kitchen part, but hopefully that helps you picture things. So you have your original Python. This is the Python you download and install on your machine, right? So Python is sitting on your machine. It's clean and nice. Nothing is installed into it. It's just the basic Python that you got when you download it. So that is like your original clean kitchen. Now I want to work on a project with the AI voice agents, right? So I'm going to have to install a bunch of AI stuff that are specific for voice agents. So I could just go ahead and install it in my main Python, but tomorrow I want to try another project with a different kind of AI agent. Now, if I try to put that here again, now they might need the same thing, but different versions. So I can't do that. I'll have to do one over the other. It's just going to create a lot of corruption. Like it's just like that kitchen where you install, when you cooked, it was a bunch of Thai spices and a bunch of Indian spices. You want to keep them separate, right? So what you do is, just like you copy the kitchen, you create a virtual environment, which means you create a copy of the Python folder. Literally the actual Python, you make a copy of it, and that becomes a virtual environment. That is a virtual environment. It's virtual. It is just like a copy of Python. It acts like Python. And you can do anything you want in here. And tomorrow you have another project with different set of libraries, different versions of programs. Then you're going to make, I need another one. You're going to make a copy, and you got your own little folder, and in there you can add whatever you want to it. And the day after, you have another project, you have a different version of AI agents, or a different version of Selenium, or a different version of Playwright, or anything that you want to work on. Then you make a copy of it. Now you have your own copy for that particular project, and you can put whatever you want in there, and things were corrupted, things won't work, anything happens later on, all you have to do is just delete this folder. Just delete that folder, and your environment is clean. Your original Python, your original kitchen is not contaminated. It's still fresh, it's still new. Everything is in there. You only have the basic stuff. All the additional crap you added there, it's not going to corrupt it, okay? So that's really the concept. So it's basically the same thing. When you want a kitchen that is fresh and you want to add your own ingredients, you make a copy of it. With the Python, is the same literally concept. So the way you create the copy of the Python is with a command. And this is the command, Python, Python, right? I thought I had a misspelling here. Python -mvenv. So what you see in purple here, that's the command. That's the only thing you have to memorize. Literally, Python -mvenv. Python space -m space venv. We're going to do that right now. We saw me do it early in the video. We're going to do it a bunch of times now. So when you're doing this, you're telling Python, hey, create a virtual environment using the base Python. It depends which Python you're going to copy. If you notice in my machine, I have different Pythons, right? I have Python 11, Python 3.10, Python 3.10, 3.13. I have a bunch of them. So when I create a virtual environment, I'm copying. Which one am I copying? Am I copying 3.11? Am I copying 3.13? Which version of Python? So whichever one is the default here. When I do Python, whatever is the default. In my case, you saw Python is 3.11. I could specify 3.13 specifically or 3.10 specifically. So I can do that here. But in your case, you don't have to worry about that. Usually, you're a beginner, you probably just have one Python in there. They're just going to work with the default. If you're on a Mac, we're going to do a different video. But when you do Python, it might be referring to Python 2. So you might have to say Python 3. Even on Windows, some people might have to say Python 3. Instead of Python, you might just say Python 3. If Python doesn't work, do Python 3. All right, so this is the command, and then the name of the virtual environment you want to create, which is the name of the folder that's going to be created. So if I run this command, if I say Python -mvenv, my venv, is going to create a folder called my venv. If I run a command says Python -mvenv, that's the command that doesn't change, and a folder called foo, so that's going to create a virtual environment called foo. If I run a command Python -mvenv space bar, that's going to create a folder called bar. Okay, the virtual environment is called bar. Once you create it, then you activate it and you install things in it. So now let's get to the action and actually do it. So right now it was just the concepts, so you can visualize what's happening, and then now we're going to actually do it. Okay, all right, so here we did it once already. Let me close this so we can start from scratch. Let's say I have a project, a Selenium project. So I'm going to go to the folder where I want, and I'm going to create a new folder. Maybe it's a folder you downloaded from, like the course folder. It could be any project you want, right? I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to say my Selenium project, right? So inside of this my Selenium project, I want to go in there and I want to install my dependencies for that project. This project might have code, my Selenium code, my all the framework, all the automation code, the actual code that I need might be in here, right? But for now, we're just going to start with empty folders, and we're just going to do that. Later on, I have a whole section on how to run existing code. In that section, we're going to create a virtual environments, run some code, create virtual environments, run some code. In this one, we're just creating virtual environments. So I'm going to create a virtual environment in this project. One easy way to do it is you can just copy the folder right here and then open the terminal, the full folder. I copy the full path. I can just cd into there. Okay. If you notice, I never put space in the names. That is one headache, right? I always use underscore instead of space. So we're inside there. Now, if I want to create, remember the command python -m venv. This is the command. Now I got to give it a name, whatever folder I want to create. I'm going to say, normally you will see examples saying venv, and people just wanted you to create a virtual environment named venv. I do that, and I always add a postfix to it. So as soon as I see the folder, I know it's not the project folder. I know it's a virtual environment, right? If I just called it some name, then I'm looking at a bunch of folders there, or my project stuff, or my actual code. I don't know which one is virtual environment, which one is code. So I usually just do venv dash, in this case, I'll just do se. So venv-se is being created. Right now, it's a little slow, but it's going to finish creating it. If we go to here, the folder is already created. Didn't finish creating everything inside of it. So what I just did here is literally created a copy of my Python 11. So we're going to go inside of it and we're going to see. So it just finished, right? So when we look at, if we go inside the folder, it's basically what we see inside of a normal Python folder. So let's open the normal Python folder. I'm going to open a new folder, let's go to desktop. I just want a new window. So if we open this new window, we go to C, we go to program files, and we go to Python 3.11. This is what there's more stuff here, but it's the same concept. We have the scripts, we have the libs. Inside of the libs, we have site packages somewhere here. So that's where dependencies get installed. So this is a system one, but now this is I can close this guy. This is the virtual environment we created. We literally created a brand new folder called venv-se. Inside of it, there's Python related stuff. If I go to lib, there's site packages. If I go to site packages, as you can see, there are only a few things, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to activate the virtual environment and we're going to install something. So how do we activate it? That's the key. To activate it, all we have to do is, let me go back real quick. Inside of the virtual environment, there is a folder called scripts. Inside of the scripts, Python is in there, but there's also some activation scripts. This activate.bat is what we want if we're using command prompt. I do want you to use command prompt. If you're using PowerShell, which is a different kind of terminal on Windows, right? You get it by default. Then you run this activate with the uppercase A .ps1. Right now, what we need to run is this activate.bat. So if I do dir to see what's in here, we have this folder venv-se, right? So we need to run that venv-se scripts activate.bat. You can just do activate and hit enter. That would work too. As you can see, this is a command we're going to run to activate it. If I hit enter, enter one more time. This is going to activate it. The way you know if a virtual environment is activated or not is you see this thing at the beginning of it. You see this thing at the beginning, and that means it's active. So everything we do now, whatever Python we execute, is going to be inside of this virtual environment. When I install stuff, so let's go back to site packages. We're going to go to our virtual environment. We go to lib. We go to site packages. Let's see what we have. We don't have a library called requests, right? So when I install it, if I do pip install requests is another really popular library. Hit enter. Pip is going there and downloading it. But where is it downloading it? It's not downloading it into our main Python, our environment, our clean kitchen. It's not. It's doing it in this new environment that we created, in this new kitchen, the copy we created. If we go there now you can see a bunch of things, including requests, right? Request was downloaded, but it was downloaded into our new environment. That's really the whole point. The whole point of virtual environment. Right now, I've been speaking for like 20 minutes just to get to this part. This is the part that's important. When we download a bunch of things, it gets downloaded into the new folder that we created, the new virtual environment that we created. So we can just delete that folder anytime we want. So your system remains clean. Right now, my Python 11, the system version, does not have requests in it because we never installed it inside of there. We installed it in the virtual environment. So there's a tons of libraries that come up all the time, and you just want to try them, especially now with AI. There's really cool AI stuff that comes out. You want to install and run. And when you do that, you don't want to install it in your system because it's harder to clean up. You're going to contaminate your system. So you're going to create this little virtual environment. You're going to install it there. When you're done, you can just delete it. Right now, if I just delete this folder, I can literally go delete this folder. Everything that was installed and everything is deleted. It's clean. So on every project, pretty much, you create a virtual environment. Let's go and do it one more time. I'm just going to do one more time. In my projects, I'm going to create a new folder. Let's say TTS, text to speech, TTS project. Text to speech is in my head because I'm working on this other project right now, building something with that text and converts it into voice. Anyway, so we're going to do TTS project. We're going to go into that folder. I'm going to do it the hard way, just run it one at a time. So I'm going to open a new terminal. CD, desktop, CD, my projects. Yep, CD, my projects, and CD, TTS project. Now here, I'm inside of TTS project, right? It's empty. Now I'm going to create a virtual environment. The command is python -m venv. This is a command, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm always going to do venv_TTS. So I know this is my TTS project. Hit enter. All of a sudden, you're going to see a project created, a virtual environment created, right? So right now, it's just being created. You have to activate it. And every time you open a new terminal, you're still going to have to activate it, right? That activation only happens in that terminal you opened. And when you're working on projects, you're going to go between different terminals. You open another terminal, and you're going to have to activate it there, okay? And if you restart the computer, you're going to have to activate it. You don't have to create it. You don't have to run this command. The virtual environment is created already, but every time you open a new terminal, you have to activate it. It's there. Whatever you installed are also there. It's just you have to tell the Python in that terminal which one to use, tell the system which Python to use. Don't use the system one. I want to use this. Right now, if I hit Python and hit enter, you can see it opened. Actually, you cannot see which one it opened. You just see it opened a specific version. Let me exit. Clear. If you say where Python, the first one that shows up in the list is the one it's going to. You probably just going to have one or two. The first one that's what it's going to use. But let's activate our virtual environment. I'm going to not source. I'm just going to name the name of the virtual environment. What was it? venv TTS and scripts and activate. This part you have to remember how to activate it. Now it's activated. Now if I do where Python, when you do where Python is basically saying, hey, which Python are you going to use? And on a Mac Linux, instead of where Python, you would say which Python. So you hit enter. It's going to give you a list, and the first one that shows up on the list is the one that it's going to use. So that's it. Right now, if I do CLS, if I do pip install OpenAI, I don't know if the library name is OpenAI or something. Yeah, there you go. So this is the OpenAI library. This is ChatGPT's library. Is pulling it. It went to the PyPy, and it's a place where libraries live, where are published, and it's downloading it into my system. If I go to my folder here, my TTS project, inside of the virtual environment, inside of libs, side packages, you're going to see tons of things, including OpenAI. The reason I did install OpenAI, it did OpenAI, but it also did a bunch of other things, because when you install one library, that library needs something else. So it's going to figure out, oh, I'm being installed. I also need something else. So it's going to go download what it needs. So even though you say install this thing, but in your side package, you're going to see a bunch of other things installed, because whatever you installed, it has its own dependencies. You're trying to install a dependency. I'm working on a project for Selenium. Selenium is my dependency. I installed Selenium, but Selenium has its own dependencies to be able to work. So it's going to go and download a bunch of things. So that's beyond the point of the virtual environment. That's a long explanation of virtual environments, but that kitchen analogy, that clean environment, being able to not contaminate, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if that was helpful. Let me know if I need to create another video getting more into it. Hopefully this is helpful. And the most important thing is, if you're taking this as part of the Python course, this is optional. At the beginning of the course, it's optional. Later on, when you're trying to work with Selenium, it becomes required. But right now, it's optional. If it's confusing, just keep going. Okay, just keep going through the course. ask me questions. I'm happy to create more examples and more explanations to go over this. All right. So let me know how this goes. This is always the hard part for people, even though it's optional. Still, people want to get it, and it's kind of a little confusing. So it is hard. That's why I'm spending a lot of time just on this particular topic. I'll see you on the next one.